So welcome to standard 1.2 arithmetic sequences and series, right? So this is a fairly straightforward standard. The main things we have to know are the formula for the nth term of an element in the sequence and also a way to calculate the sum of elements in a sequence in arithmetic series. And lucky enough, we have those formula provided for us in the formula guide that you'll be given for your papers, for paper 1 and paper 2 and paper 3, right? So not too much to work with here. You just have to be able to know how to find the formula and apply them, right? So let's jump right in. First off, the definition, right? So an arithmetic sequence is a sequence of numbers in which the difference between consecutive terms is a constant. So this a random sequence that I could create off the top of my head, right? Maybe something such as 11, 20, 29, 38, 47, right? Common difference is, in this case, 9. Therefore, we have an arithmetic sequence. Alternatively, maybe we'll have something such as 50, 45, 40, 35. Common difference, -5. As a result, we have an arithmetic sequence, and the formula will apply, right? The formula for the nth term of an arithmetic sequence, or the formula for the sum of n terms of an arithmetic sequence. So now they ask us, here's a sample application or sample question that will allow us to implement these formula. Given the sequence 2, 5, 8, 11, is this an arithmetic sequence? Yes, right? So that's an easy enough question, right? We see a jump of 3, a common jump of 3, 3, and 3. Keep all right, on and on, dot, dot, dot. If so, what is the 100th term, right? So here we're going to be applying for this question, the if so, what is the 100th term? I'll use this formula for the nth term of an arithmetic sequence. So U100 is equal to U1, which is in this case 2, plus n minus 1, so that's going to be 100 minus 1, or 99, times that common difference, which is 3. 2 plus 99 times 3 is equal to, right? So assuming this is a paper 1 question and you don't have access to a calculator, we would have to do this we would have to do this ourselves. And let's see, 270, 297. So this will come out to 299. Next, let's say we want to get the sum of these 100 questions. What is the sum of these 100 questions? And then I'd be using one of these two formula. And they're closely related. The last one is a little bit neater, right? This one right here is a little bit neater and maybe a little bit quicker if you already know the last term that you're working with, which we do in this case. Sometimes if it's a multi-part problem and that's testing arithmetic sequences, you might have already calculated it, and then it's worthwhile to just use this formula. So just plugging in 100 divided by 2 times the first term 2 plus the last term 299. This becomes now equal to 50 times 301, and 50 times 301 is equal to 15,050. Right, so that's the sum of elements in an arithmetic sequence. And moving forward, right? So moving forward, the question adds another, maybe a little bit more challenging, where they give us variables in the elements and they want us to figure out what the variable is. So they're really testing that you know what is the definition of an arithmetic sequence. And of course, the definition is there must be a common difference between elements. So in this case here, we could use that information to set up an equation which will allow us to solve for k, right? So the common difference is expressed as k minus 3k plus 1, right? That difference must be equal to the next difference, -3 take away k. And now all you have to do is solve for k, one variable equation, right? So k minus 3k is -2k. Take away 1 is equal to -3 take away k. And solving for k, I'll move the k's to the right-hand side, so I get 1k on the right. And moving over that -3, I get 2 on the left. It seems that k is equal to 2, but you should go back and confirm that you didn't make any algebraic errors, maybe fail to distribute the negative sign, right? So I'll go back and verify that this makes sense and this works. So I plug in that 2 for k, and I get back 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. And then here will be 2, and then here is negative 3. And then here we see that this does work because we have a common difference of negative 5. Great. Another question, question 3. Right, this is testing a little bit more, maybe another idea, or testing you in a different way, where they give you different elements in the series, but not the first element. So when you don't have the first element, maybe you have to do a little bit more work, like we'll have to do here. And I'll use that nth un is equal to u1 plus n minus 1 d. Remember, this formula is given to you. And I'll use this information in order to solve, in order to get this general formula that they want us to figure out. So if the fourth term, so that means that of an arithmetic sequence is 16 and the 10th term is 40, create a general formula to find the nth term, right? So the 10th term, I'll say we have u10 is equal to u1 plus n minus 1, or 9d. The fourth term is equal to, again, u1 plus 4 minus 1, or 3d. And the 10th term is equal to 40. The fourth term is equal to 16. And now we could subtract the bottom equation from the top. And we'll be given, in this case, the u1s are going to cancel out, which is good. We're going to be left with 9d take away 3d, which is 6d. 40 take away 16 is 24. And in this case, d is equal to 4. With that information, we could go back and plug it in to any one of these equations in order to solve for that u1. And when you do that, you should see that u1 is equal to 4. So now I could set up my general equation, 4 plus n minus 1 times 4 again for the common d. That there is a general formula for finding any term in this arithmetic sequence where the fourth term is 16 and the 10th term is 40. And finally, one more word problem that's closely related to past IB questions. Right, so here they're asking us that so they're telling us in a certain city, they planted 50 flower beds in this first week, and then each subsequent week, they planted another additional 20 per week. How many beds will be here, and how many beds will be planted in week 20? Right, so this is again, an arithmetic series problem, and we're looking for, in this case, u20, which is going to be equal to that first term, right? The first term, which is 50. That's how many we planted that first week, plus n minus 1, or 19d, where d, actually, we know d is equal to 20, right? So d we do know. D is equal to, every week we're adding 20 to the number of beds that we're planting. And now this becomes 50 plus 19 times 20, which 19 times 20 is equal to 380. 380 plus 50 is equal to 430 beds in that week 20. How many total beds were planted? As 20, we have this formula, we can use this formula right there, is equal to n over 2. n over 2 is 10 in this case. 10 times 1 times, how many do we have in that, times 50, which is how many we have that first week, plus 430. Right, and this there is going to equal 50 plus 430 is 480 times 10, means that we have 4,800 beds total planted over those 20 weeks. And then obviously for the mean is just an easy point to get now. The mean would have been, right, and then the mean number of beds, mean, will equal the total, 4,800 divided by the number of weeks, which were 20. And that's going to come out to 40, which should be 240 beds per week on average, where obviously that's not a constant, right? That we started off only with 50. We got up to 430 beds by that last week. Overall, there was an average of 240 beds, right? So that is arithmetic sequences and series. I'll see you for the next standard, geometric sequences and series 1.3, right? So see you then.